Attention. Welcome to the Different Spectrums podcast. We dive into the wild world of mental health discussions. Get ready for profound talks, a sprinkle of humor and sarcasm, and a touch of colorful language. Just a quick heads up, our show reflects our individual opinions, which may not align with the standpoint of the podcast, our featured guests, or any related corporate entities. Our mission? To illuminate through laughter and satire because everyone needs a good chuckle. Chill out and don't stress over the small stuff. Legal troubles? No, thank you. Cancel culture? Please spare us. We'd rather keep this space lawsuit free. So buckle up, have a good time, and join us as we navigate the vibrant realm of mental health on the Different Spectrums podcast. Today's episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. By using our link, you can get 10% off your first month of therapy. So, Naz, as a therapist on BetterHelp, what has your experience been like?
I've been doing it since January of 2021, and it's been really fun and exciting. I've been able to reach clients all over the United States and the world. I've had good relationships. I've had folks that I've had for a couple months and a good handful where I've had for almost 2 years now. So it's magnificent. I've enjoyed my time and my clients. I love them.
Awesome. You can do it all from your phone or computer via phone call, video chat, or messaging, however you feel the most comfortable. Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you all from the comfort of your own home. Visit betterhelp.com/DSP or choose Different Spectrums podcast during sign up and enjoy a special discount on your first month. Hey everybody, we back again.
We're back. Is the late night episodes. We back again.
Yep. We're staying up late now. I'm Spencer. Of course, we have a licensed clinical therapist in the house.
Howdy doody. Doctor. Licensed. Dr. Nas.
Licensed Dr. Nas.
Dr.
Nice.
Reverend Brother Preacher Man.
Yep, I've seen you with your collar. Seen it. Hey, remember, don't take us too seriously.
Or do. It's completely up to you.
There we go. Also, don't forget to run up those likes for us. We'd really appreciate it. Shout out to Two Nerds Candle Company. Keeping it down. Keeping it down. They're part of our great sponsors who help support this podcast. Please go check them out and get our discount in our link down below.
Yes.
They make some great candles as well as they also give back to STEM, all great STEM programs.
Women in STEM.
Yes, women in STEM. So they do a lot of great stuff. And yeah, so please go buy their products since they are a smaller company.
They smell magnificent too, man. They're really good.
The air is rank with it. All right. So, Lord of the Rings. So today we are doing My Hero Academia. Yes, the great anime. All you tism people about to lose your shit. And you're also about to be really pissed off when we forget shit. So don't blame us.
You know that one kid, he got powers.
You know the one who always break a limb. What's his name? Deku? They're about to have a fucking spaz out moment. Here we go. So today we're going to be talking about My Hero Academia. We're going to go through some scenes. Don't really have like too many topics, but some, vague ones that we're going to talk about. It's just like, I guess, just mentorship. A little bit of bullying in there. Not gonna lie.
Yep.
And then also, Bakugo being just a little bitch. As he is. All he does is bitch and moan
That's all
and
he
then
does.
tells he's gonna kill people.
Yeah.
Literally says he's gonna murder people.
Yep.
Not even like playing around, like no.
I thought he
And
was
he's
going to
supposed
become a bad guy for sure. For sure.
Yeah, but then switches on you. But yeah, so we have a lot more scenes that we're going to cover and a lot more topics. But Nas, anything before we get into the show?
So I think we got 5 scenes total. Like Spence says, we're going to talk about like this mentorship, this therapist type of vibe, like All Might's doing, right? Putting them through these trials. What's healthy mentorship look like? What to say, what not to say to a young child? What not to say to a young child? And then we're going to do one of my favorite scenes from it. 1% punch. I don't know, man. I thought he was going to die. The little kids watching, the little kids' parents die. Then he splashed him with water. I mean, I don't know, man. It was just like really fucking climactic. Like it just got me. Like it didn't get me when I rewatched it, but when I seen it the first time, I was like, I was hurting, bro. I was like, he's fucking dead. He's fucking dead.
Hey, you know what? You're being a man. And guess what?
Cry.
You cried.
You cried.
There it is.
I'm telling you, man. It was like, you know, the emotions I had is like when you hear John Cena's music come out and you're like, da, 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 da. Okay.
I get like that when I hear Kurt Angle's music. Dun, 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 dun.
You just ready.
Dun, dun.
You suck. You suck. Okay. And then we're gonna probably end on one of the better scenes where one of the dudes just super in his emotions. And we're gonna talk about what that means and how All Might kind of, you know, drops some knowledge. He embraces the young man into his bosoms. Yep.
Gives him that DNA.
The Dana. So we're going to talk about men. We're going to talk about emotions. We're going to talk about healing. We're going to talk about insecurity, frustration. And we're just going to have some fun. This is going to be a fun podcast. There's been a lot of heavy podcasts that we've done. We want to have some fun with this. And we'll probably, as I get through My Hero season 3, 4, 5, and 6, then we'll probably do a part 2. So this is part 1. We'll do part 2 later on. All right. Shout out to all you autistic sumbitches watching this goddamn anime.
Yeah, they're about to be so disappointed.
Yeah, just like all my lovers.
Male or female, all disappointed.
Yeah. Male, female, mashed potatoes. That's a throwback from the last podcast.
You love fucking some mashed potatoes.
Yo, no.
I tell you what.
I love them. Whoop, whoop.
That extra gravy. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Supposed to be the guy who's always smiling, right? I'm the symbol of peace. People everywhere have to think that I'm never afraid. But honestly, I smile to hide the fear inside. It's just a brave face I put on when the pressure is high. This job isn't easy. Pro heroes are always having to risk their lives. Some villains just can't be beaten without powers. So can you be a hero? Not without a quirk.
I see.
If you want to help people, there are plenty other ways to do it. You could become a police officer. They get crap because the heroes capture most of the villains, but it's a fine profession. It's not bad to have a dream, young man. Just make sure your dreams are attainable, realistic. Understand? Hey, holy crap, kid! You even cleaned up outside the area I told you to. Seriously, there's not one speck of trash left on this beach! Only a few minutes to spare, but you exceeded my expectations! Holy stinking super crap! Excellent work!
I finished everything. Oh my, I did it. Do you think I'm ready now?
Yeah, you did good, kid. I gotta say, I'm impressed. I knew you had it in you, but this is beyond. Look at this. It's you, crying 10 months ago. Look how far you've come. Such improvement. There's still a long road ahead of you before you can inherit my full power set. But it's starting to look like you can do it!
All Might, do I deserve this? Are you sure? You put so much time and energy into helping me. How did I end up so lucky?
Are you really worried about that after all these months? It was your hard work that did this, not mine. Now, for your reward, Izuku Midoriya.
Yes, sir!
Someone told me this once. There's a difference between being lucky and deserving. One's an accident, the other a reward. Never get the two confused. Take that to heart, young man. This gift, you earned it with your own valiant efforts.
And so, I held out my weak, quirkless hands and grabbed the future.
Eat this! To inherit my power, you've got to swallow some of my DNA. That's how it works.
This isn't exactly how I imagined it!
Come on, there's no time. You'll be late for the exam. Eat! Eat! Eat!
Kachan, someone I look up to told me that I can become a hero. That's why I applied. That's why I'm going. Like it or not, you can't stop me!
I'm gonna ruin that little bastard. I figured you'd have some sort of stupid plan to beat me. You are friends with that damn nerd after all.
It took him one shot.
Bakugo banks on a huge demonstration of power! He blasted apart Uraraka's finishing move and remains untouched!
That was close.
I put everything I could into that. But I wasn't good enough.
Oh man.
I can still stand, though.
All right then. Time for us to get serious. Uraraka!
If Deku were in the ring, he wouldn't give up yet!
Uraraka is down!
No. Come on. Get up. I want to keep going.
It's too much.
Yeah, she's way past her limit.
I can do this. I can still fight. I can. When I grow up all big and strong, I'll help you and Mommy out any way that I can.
I appreciate you wanting to help us, Ochako. But as your father, I'd be happier if you achieved your own dreams. That'd make us perfectly happy. And, well, if you do make money, just take us on a vacation.
I'll become a hero. Daddy?
Uraraka is KO'd. Bakugo advances to the second round.
What the? Is that water?
Stop! Let him go!
Hold on there, Kay. I'll kill you after I'm done with... Crap, I was distracted. I won't let you hurt Koda! Damn it! How are you getting stronger?
You won't lay a hand on him! One for all! 1,000,000%! Delaware! Detroit! Smash!
Your mom and dad, the water hose heroes. It's true that they ended up leaving you behind in this world, but they saved so many lives through their sacrifice. You'll see that someday. Why did you risk your life? You'll meet someone, and then you'll understand why we do this. Even though you don't know me at all, why did you try to save me? Someone who will risk their life. Someone who will be a hero. My hero.
Hey! Are you alright? Don't you dare worry about me! Attack me! Why won't you fight back? Why did I end up having to chase after someone who was always so far behind me? Why did a damn small fry like you get strong and become the #1 hero's sidekick? His favorite? You got so much better, and I destroyed All Might! I admired him so much. But it's because of me that he ended up losing his power! If I had been stronger, if I hadn't been kidnapped by villains, then it never would have happened. All Might knows it was my fault, but hasn't said anything. Everyone has to know, though. I can't get it out of my head. It's like it's constantly playing on loop. So what the hell am I supposed to do?
No, he's been carrying this guilt with him the whole time, even more than me. He's been blaming himself, obsessing over it. It turned out our fight wasn't what I thought it would be. It didn't really matter who won or lost. That wasn't the point. Even so, I felt like I had to go through with it. Because in that moment, I was the only person in the world who understood how Kachan felt.
Down on me! Even when we were kids! You think you're better than me! But if you seriously believe you're gonna surpass me as a hero, even with your new power, you better think again, Deku!
Wait, is that what you actually believed? All this time? Think about it, Kachan. If I looked down on you, I wouldn't want anything to do with you anymore. But I'm still here. I noticed things you couldn't all these years because I had nothing at first. There were things I hated about you, sure, but I could clearly see how amazing you were. You had so much going for you that I didn't have. All Might was my hero, but you were the one actually in my life!
That's it. We're done here. I won this fight. You have All Might's power, but even using his strength, even after making it your own, somehow you still managed to lose to me. Why? How could you lose?
Stop this right now. Both of you. I'm sorry, but I heard what you said.
All Might, when do you get here?
I didn't notice before. I should have.
It's too late now. Why did you pick Deku? It started when the sludge villain came, didn't it? So why him?
He was powerless, but still more heroic than anyone else. I knew you were strong, that much was obvious. You were someone who could already fight, so I decided that he should have a chance to stand in the ring.
But now you know I'm weak too. I always wanted to be like you, which meant being as strong as possible. But look what I did to you. Because I'm not good enough.
This is not your fault, young Bakugo. I was always going to lose my power. You couldn't do anything to change that. You are strong, but I focused too much on your physical strength and overlooked what was important. This isn't your burden. I apologize. Sometimes I forget that you're children. After being a hero for so many years, you learn a few things. Striving to be the best, like you, young Bakugo. And caring deeply about people, about rescuing those in trouble, like you, young Midoriya. Both of those feelings are necessary in a hero. Otherwise, they'll never truly be able to represent justice. That's why you admire his strength so much, young Midoriya. And I know that's why you've always feared his heart and spirit, young Bakugo. Now that you've laid your feelings out on the table, maybe you can understand each other. If you have mutual respect and focus on making one another stronger, I've no doubt you'll become the ultimate heroes, winning and saving people at the same time.
Damn it. That's not what I wanted to hear. You had the strongest guy in the world lay the groundwork for you. Don't you dare lose again. I'll work harder, so that I can beat you.
Hey everyone, I wanted to give a special shout out to our collaborator, Two Nerds Candle Company. Not only do they have great products, but they are also giving back to a great cause. You can tell that they take a lot of pride in making their candles. My favorite is Spock's Monday Coffee. They are also donating 10% annually to support Women in STEM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. You can use our code DSP or go to our link tree to get 20% off your entire order. We think that this company is great, and we think you will too. So go check them out. Be back again.
We're back and we're live. Late night, Skinamax, on a television, doing the dirty style.
Who's getting fucked?
doing a mashed potato.
God, I'm never eating mashed potatoes when I'm at your house.
Shout out to all you sexual chocolates out there, you know.
You sexual mashed potatoes out there.
Shout out to the whipped cream.
You know, Spence, you got a sexier voice than me. Don't you got one of them Barry White voices you can put on right now for the late night episodes?
Yeah, let me tell you something. About to mash all your potatoes live on the Different Spectrums podcast.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's start the show.
Try not to get an erection. All right. Anyways. Well, I can't stop you now. So My Hero Academia follows this young kid named Deku, who is in this world where there are all these different superheroes, right? And they all have different powers. And once you reach a certain age, you are no longer able to get superpowers. Like, you're not going to get them. You're just going to be a normal person. And so Deku finds out that he's going to not have powers at a young age. And but he still tries to learn all he can about them. So instead of like just getting these powers, he really ups his knowledge on every superhero, and is just trying to use his brain more than just just have his powers. But his main hero that he loves the most is named All Might, right? It's like the hero of heroes, like Superman, pretty much.
Yep.
And so Deku gets into some trouble, and All Might actually saves him. And that's kind of where we are when we do the first scene. Is when Deku is being told by All Might that, you know what, you should probably just give up on trying to be a hero and stuff. Just get a police job or something. It's not as good as being a hero. You're not going to get all the accolades and stuff, but it'll be a nice job where you can kind of help people sometimes, or at least help the heroes. Um, and of course, Deku style, just mouth open, just this motherfucker just telling me, like my hero just told me I'm not shit.
Yep.
Essentially.
Yep.
Essentially. So now this first scene, is that the right way to talk to your mentees?
Yeah. I mean, I look at my intern and I look at and I said, look at you're a bitch.
You ain't shit. You know that?
You ain't shit. You little bitch boy.
You ain't gonna do nothing.
You dumb.
You dumb.
You dumb. Your eye crooked. And you dumb.
You got big ass earlobes. I don't even know how you fixed that, but you got big ass earlobes.
You smell. You got no
Cabbage.
talent, and your partner cheating on you.
The worst things.
I remember one time I got these loaded dice in the office, right? They always land on 7 or 11. And so 7. So I tell the student, I say, hey, this lands on 7 or 11. 7 or 11, you better do your homework. 7. And like, damn, now this is fucking magic, man. I said, yep, you're going to do your homework. I said, 7 or 11. We're going to pass the test. You're going to pass the test. 7. I said, look at that. You're going to pass the test. I'm telling you, man, I got the luck here. And then as they leave in the office right later on, right, because they thought I was going to roll something good again. This is like 30 minutes later now, towards the end of the session. I said, real quick, 7 or 11, you're going to die alone. Your boyfriend hates you. Bah! 7. The kid about shit their pants.
Like, it's true. It must be. Who gets 3 7s in a row?
3 7s in a row. That's what they call Nostradamus.
You just played.
I know, man. The kid was so fucking shocked. They're like, it has to be fake dice. I'm like, it is, kid.
Yes.
They were destroyed when I said they were going to die alone. Destroyed. Okay, real talk. Obviously, if someone that you look up to, you if they are on the pedestal, they are a hero, they're your idol, musician. This is the Taylor Swift of individuals. This is the Muhammad Ali of individuals. This is the Patrick Mahomes of individuals. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan says, hey, you know what? You should probably try baseball. You suck at basketball. And that's the only thing that you've ever wanted to do. You're going to be devastated. So this is a magnificent scene of what not to do. Especially if you're a parent. Oh my God, if you're a parent or a teacher, shut up. Don't walk in there and like, yeah, well, you suck. And remember, keep your dreams in range. So that the whole point of having dreams is to dream big, to be magical, to be obnoxiously large, because you're shooting for something below that in actuality, but you want to dream big. That's why it's a dream.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you to set an attainable goal. You want to be a CEO of General Motors, but your own company. Okay, the real attainable goal is you'll be a manager at a fucking car dealership. That's not.
Let's not go too far here, all right? You ain't managing no Ford, all right?
Yeah, you selling motherfucking used cars.
You Bernie Mac and Transformers, all right? That's what you're doing.
Jesus Christ. You ain't even.
Hey, mammy.
You ain't even Power Rangers, motherfucker. You Voltron type shit. Like,
You Voltron.
That was so disrespectful, man. It was like the scene from Malcolm X that we shot when the teacher's like, hey, you're the N-word. You're never going to be a lawyer. You can't be a lawyer, boy. Like, you're kind and people like you and you're funny. Just stick with that. Go into some type of healthcare or funny shit. That will literally destroy someone's soul.
Right.
There was a movie. It's a TV show. It was actually, I think it actually was from Sex Education, where one of the girls, she's like a prolific writer. And she goes to this big time college to be a writer, and the professor shits all over her because he's insecure and kind of hates that she's so good at it. Shits all over her. Says, you're never going to be anything. You're terrible. And then she, like, super sad, super depressed, about to drop out of school. And then she's like, wait a minute. No, fuck you. And fuck you. I know who I am. Don't fucking tell me. But when someone that you, and she looked up to this guy because he's like the shit. The guy in the show was that Eugene Levy. Oh, that's,
yeah.
Is that the dad or the young? Who's the young guy? Is that Eugene? I'm not sure.
No, that's the dad. Eugene Levy's always the
So he's Dan then. Dan Levy or something like that? I don't know. He a pretty looking motherfucker with a beard. Some Schmitz Creek. Schitt's Creek. Schmitz
Creek. Schmitz Creek. They should make that.
I would fucking love that show.
Youths.
The youths. Shout out to New Girl.
Are you part of the statistics?
My favorite's when they try to make a robot and then they're trying to do the marketing. And Salim says it all the time. It's like, it's so black, it's the blackest.
It's the black. Wait a minute.
Marketing's gonna be fucking terrible for this.
And he's fucking in marketing. That's the bad part.
He's like, we didn't stop. Yeah, Spence, this is not how you fucking, this reminds me of the Mighty Ducks episode that we did with that one coach and then the other coach, yeah. Right? And this is pretty much it.
Well, to be fair to All Might, right? This is like his first time showing like somebody, like an outsider of him losing his powers, because everybody thinks like he's this big, strong superhero. Even though he got injured fighting a villain, and like he can only use his powers for like 20 minutes or some shit like that.
Yep. 3 hours.
And so he's already down.
Yep.
Right. He's already down, and he just wants to try to get this guy this kid to not be a hero, because he's just like, just don't even do it, because he's already down his luck. But then Deku sees Bakugo getting attacked by this monster, and then he runs in. Deku runs in and like tries to help him, and All Might saves the day. And he also sees that Deku's like this really heroic kid.
Yes. Tenacious.
And that he wants to bestow his powers to him, because he sees that he actually is very courageous, and he doesn't do it for the fame. He does it because he wants to be, he wants to save lives, essentially.
So it leads us into our second scene. Spence, why did you, because you picked scene 1 and you picked scene 2. Why did you pick scene 2?
When we first played it, I totally forgot why.
It was a good scene.
It is. I guess I picked it because I wanted to do a scene where we see Deku really doing all the best he can, because the whole point All Might wants to make is that Deku has to clean up this beach full of just shit. He wants to, like, he has to get a certain amount of strength before he can actually give him his powers. And so he has to do it by like the end of summer, before school starts.
Yep.
And he does do it, and we get to really see him work his ass off to get to where he is, instead of just a lot of these superheroes just get powers instantly, and then that's all they kind of fall behind is their powers.
Yeah.
But we really see Deku build himself up as a person and as well as a superhero in this series, and I thought it was just a great thing. Also, All Might telling Deku to eat his DNA is just too hard to pass up. Why couldn't he do that?
No, I will not eat you.
For those on the podcast side that don't get to see the visual, All Might tells Deku to eat a piece of his hair.
Yep.
All right. Nothing Nothing Diddy about it. All right.
Yeah.
No Diddy in this.
No Diddy.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
No,
Diddy did it.
I'm not saying that. Allegedly.
No.
All right.
Believe the
I'm
victims.
not getting sued by this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Oh, you're not getting sued. Oh, that's right. No, fuck that.
Yeah.
He did it.
No, man.
I ain't got shit.
Diddy did do it.
Yeah. But you're right, dude. It was hilarious when he's like, eat from me.
Yeah.
So I'm putting myself in your shoes, watching these things and thinking about how I would break it down.
Mm-hmm.
And I 100% see it as a therapist. Mm-hmm. We cut to the scene where he's like yelling. Sorry for all of you that he's just yelling in your ear for the first like 10 seconds. Right. Because he's so excited. He just cleaned out this massive dump of a beach. He's like shredded now. All Might shows him a picture of himself, right? The kid like passes out and falls. He catches him and he shows him a picture like, look how far you've come. This time of the year is the toughest time for me. Emotionally just draining, magnificent, but joy. But I'm terminating with all my clients. They're all graduating. They're moving on. I'm saying goodbye because I might not be at the university anymore, right? And so it's just really tragic. It's super sad, ton of like just joyful, me gassing people up. And this reminded me of it. I'll tell people like, you've only known me for a few months. You've known me for a few years. You've known me just for like 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, and we've changed your entire life. Look at what you've done. Look at what you can become. And just a few hours, less than a full day's work, you've changed your whole life. You demand respect. You set boundaries. You're eating better. You're exercising, right? You're off the booze. You're off maybe a little bit less weed. People don't disrespect you no more. Maybe the parents call you by your pronouns now. Maybe you're out as queer. Maybe people allow you to dress, to wear, or act the way you want, or stim the way you want. Maybe folks respect you in the office now. Maybe you don't take no shit no more. Look at all these things that you've done. You're not suicidal anymore. It's from a few hours from some crazy ass man like me. Can you imagine if you actually had someone intelligent talking to you? Should you be a god? What? You got me. And they laugh, and then I usually tell them, man, you know, I don't know if I texted you this. I think I wanted to, but I forgot. I use that scene from Mike Tyson, the TV show that we do all the time. I tell him, kid, you're just so easy to love. And they just cry. And I'm usually crying with them too, because I mean it. Some of these kids, Spence, they're just magnificent. Like they honestly make you feel like this is it. This is why I do this. Because they think that they're not easy to love, or that they're terrible, that they're this or that, they're autistic, they're too anxious, they're too much. And I'm like, nah, man, you got it. So this is the best time of the year. So he shows them, this is what you were. Look at you now. You're shredded. You're magnificent.
You're looking good.
You're looking good. You're looking real.
Here's my DNA.
Yeah. So then it goes a little erotica. So my version of here's my DNA, my superpowers is me always doing the fist bump. So that connection, that's like it always reminds me of like Space Jam when they have to touch the basketball and like they're all getting their superpowers. It's me transferring that good energy power to them. So that's what I always like to end with a fist bump. I think this whole year, maybe I've not done a fist bump when someone's left, maybe like twice. Like I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot.
They don't have my powers.
They need it. Some students, I can always tell the ones that are spectrum-y because they don't know how to do the fist bump. I'm like, or they'll do it real soft. Like
That'll be hard.
Yeah, instead of like a bump, it'll just be like a mush. It'll be like an open-handed mush too. I'm like, how autistic are you?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You've never touched people, have you?
Yeah. You don't shake hands often, do you? It's just always interesting when you see people like, you don't know how to bump a fist. I don't understand. Or when they'll do they'll put it up. Beep boop. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Why? Why?
Hit it like a man.
Yeah. Hit me. Hit me.
Yeah.
All right, Joker. Chill.
Yeah. I love that scene. Actually, I really, really enjoyed that scene as a therapist, as a mentor, as a caregiver, as a friend, as a human.
Mhm.
That was awesome. And then it gets funny and weird, right? And it sounds like super abusive and assaulty.
Sound great.
So-
You have to eat it before you go to class. Huh?
He's just crying. So I'm like, this is what Spencer thinks of me. I know this is what you think of me. Then you're like, this is Nas.
No!
This is Nas.
Do
Drink from me.
your hair? Oh my God.
I know that's what Spencer's thinking.
Don't you shake it like that. Don't you
I love the humor in this show. The show does go super erotic all the time. Like the one chick that like gives off perfume that like numbs people, and she's like super, like all the women are super large breasted. I'm just like,
Well,
what?
it's Japanese.
They're like
What are you gonna do?
13, dude. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. That's anime for you. It's it's over sexualizing children.
Over sexualized all the time. I'm like, they're literally teenagers. The one little kid's like 2 foot tall, like a straight up horn dog, just trying to have sex with everyone.
Yeah, I want to touch you.
It's like, dude, shut the fuck
All he
up.
does is throw like balls,
Yeah,
sticky balls,
sticky balls.
sticky balls.
Just-
She's like, yeah, touch him. Touch him.
oh yeah, they got some interesting characters in that for sure.
They do. They do.
Interesting. But that was a really good scene for a lot of folks, a lot of reasons. What was the third scene? The third scene was him and Bakugo getting in it. Yeah.
Or was it? I thought. Oh yeah.
Yep.
It was that one. Yeah. So Bakuga and Deku, they've known each other since they were kids. Bakugo. He instantly gets powers when he's a kid, and is like, "I'm in charge of everything. I'm the best. Watch out! It's Bakugo." And then Deku's just like, "Yeah, you're amazing. You're great." And Bakugo's like, fuck you. Who the fuck are you? Don't try to be positive around me, asshole." Um, it's so they've just had this rivalry, even though Deku, it's not really a rivalry because Deku's actually like trying to be cool with him.
Yep.
It's usually a rivalry of two people butting heads all the time, but it's
Yep.
like Deku's just like, "I want to be your friend." He's like, "No, not doing it."
Yeah, one dude with everything, the other dude with nothing.
It's literally bullying. It's not even.
It's bullying.
It's not a rivalry. It's just bullying.
Let's call it what it is. It's the white man acting like the white man gonna wait.
The white man always got sparkles on his hands. You know it.
You know.
And I know it.
Let's be true. Like he legit just gives off white boy energy. Like, I got everything. You can't have nothing. You're a piece of shit. It's definitely a class system here.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there. And so for this scene, the school that they're both at, they usually only allow like one person to go to this academy where heroes go to train
Yep.
when they're kids, and then they slowly go into being superheroes and doing it on their own. But at this point, Bakugo was the first one to go, but then Deku finds a way to get in there.
Yep.
Just wedges. And of course, Bakugo is very angry, tells him about it, and Deku's just like, "Why, man? I'm just, I just want to be believed in. I just want to be me."
That's it. And so that's the scene. It's very quick. But it's interesting to see the contrast when All Might's like, "Nah, man, you ain't shit. Don't dream. Like you're gonna be working at fucking Popeyes." Yeah, bitch.
Give me that 2-piece, son.
Yeah. I heard they got wings now. So
Oh, gotta go.
I'm telling you. Hold the sass. Let's get my chicken. Jesus. And in this scene, right after All Might invests in him, gives him his DNA.
She did.
He sure did. So he gives him his DNA, and then now he's like, hey, someone believes in me. Someone told me that I can do this. Someone told me that I could be the best. Someone told me that I'm a hero. Imagine when the person that you look up to the most affirms you and validates you the most. Some of you have magnificent parents, caregivers, mentors, grandparents, aunts, uncles, professors, therapists. Hey man, when those people that you look up to, like legit, the other day, Spencer, he's like, hey man, Kevin Love, his fun, liked one of our posts. Like, that's really cool when someone like up there likes your post. I remember one of our posts a long time ago got liked by Usain Bolt. And I was like, dude, this is not Usain Bolt, just like one of our posts. Like, it's always really cool when these folks that you've looked up that are like superhuman to you, that are unobtainable, like the dream for you, recognize you. Like RG3, famous quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner. He's retweeted multiple things that I've retweeted of like him and like liking. I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. To be noticed by like superstars, it's kind of cool. Yeah, I get it. My dad's gassed me up, made me feel awesome. Like I believe I can do anything. Yes, I have a magnificent father. But getting some of these affirming things, I can only imagine if we make it big time, not if, when. And then people are like gassing us up. Dude, when people talk about our podcast and they comment, someone, oh my God, the nicest human commented on our YouTube the other day for the panel that I did. And they're like, this is awesome. Thank you for like doing this. I was like, usually people just comment emojis or they're just like, you suck, take a bath. I'm like, what? How do you know I'm dirty?
I smell.
Yeah. How do you know?
Do I look dirty?
This is a racial joke?
Can't wash it off, sir. Sorry.
Yeah. I self-clean, motherfucker. The oils. It's osmosis. So it's just really cool when people give you affirmations, man. Like, it's just awesome as our podcast grows. So I can only imagine when it's people that you like really look up to. So shout out to All Might actually becoming a good dude in this kid's life and changing his entire life and humanity's entire life. Let's go. Need more All Mights. Scene 4 is the young lady. She's fighting.
Uraka.
Baba way.
You can. She also, her hero name is also Uravity, like gravity, but with her first two letters, Uravity.
Uravity.
So there you go. A little bit better than Uraka.
It sounds Jamaican.
I don't know. They say it so well in the show.
Can you
like Uraka?
Can you say it with the proper pronunciation in like the authentic accent?
I'm not even gonna fucking.
Hey, I want you to say Godzilla, but the way it's meant to be said.
Godzilla. It smells
you
like that.
Fucking bigot.
It smells like that. You try to say Gajira. Can't be done.
Can't be
done.
Okay. You know. Here we go. Goja.
Right.
Uraka.
Look, my girl's part Asian, so it's fine.
Hey, why Uraka sound like homeboy from fucking Crash Bandicoot? Uraka. The mask.
Ugagu. You're like, yes. Of course, the fucking mask with the feathers on it. And just every time you wear it, you're like, oh my
terrifying.
God. Is this racist?
Terrifying.
I don't know.
He's racist.
I don't know.
He's racist.
Like, because any other time he talks, he's just like, oh, hello, how you doing? And then all of a sudden, put him on. Why is he doing a tribal dance? What the fuck? He has no legs.
Crazy.
He has no legs.
Crazy, man. It should be racist, man.
Fucking African mask. God damn it.
Let's talk about the girl and her fucking trials and tribulations as a woman.
Yeah. No more Crash Bandicoot. Yeah. All right. Well,
I was introduced.
You were just said. All right. Anyway, so this pretty much like a good chunk of the season is all about um all of the heroes fighting in this like
Yep. Tournament.
this rumble style event, and they have to do like one-on-one fights, and whoever makes it at the end and wins gets like a prize or some shit.
Yep.
And they forgot what they get, but they think they get like pick out who their mentor is or some shit. um but during this battle with Uraraka and Bakugo. They're fighting, and of course, I'm assuming more people thought that Bakugo was just gonna destroy her.
Yes.
But she puts up a hell of a fight, um, and is almost about to win, and Bakugo um, just annihilates her with a move, and then she gets kind of like a flashback, like she's not quitting or anything like that. And you see a flashback of her when she's a kid, and she's like, "I'm gonna get all the money for the family," because I'm assuming like her family's just like a blue collar family,
Yeah.
works hard, all that shit. Probably doesn't get a lot of money, and the father is just like, "Hey, you just do whatever you want to do that makes you happy, and if you make money, great. If not, that's okay too. But hey, if you do make money, send us on vacation somewhere.
Yep.
Send us on vacation." Um, so why'd you want to do this scene?
I just thought, I'm making money. I'm sending my dad on vacation, man. I'll send his ass right to the nursing home.
This is it.
Right to hospice.
Oh my.
Motherfucker going right to hospice.
Welcome to the beach.
He don't need no sheets.
Oh,
Ain't gonna be here long.
Jesus. Don't even make the bed. Just throw a pillow on the ground. Don't even need it.
Just wheel him in. Wheel him out. It's so funny. I just peed. I just peed a little. So I showed this scene because there's some very subtle moments that are magnificent writing and animating. She is going through it. She just got annihilated. Bakugo's hand is like shaking. He's like, holy shit, she put up a good fight. Like, I'm actually like kind of running out of my powers. So he's a little scared, little like, holy shit, like I might actually like have to struggle. I might not win this. He starts rushing her. She's defeated, but she's thinking like, hey, Midoriya doesn't give up. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to do this. She turns. And when she turns, she's got nothing left in the tank. Bakugo gets scared. He freezes for a quick second, looks at her, his eyes get big. Sometimes winning is not letting people know that you're defeated, not letting them know that you're tired, not letting them know that you're scared of them. I told a student the other day, I said, you look that piece of shit in the eye. And when you ask them questions, you look them in the eye and you ask the questions. Don't look down our way because they think that you might be bullshitting or scared or afraid, unintelligent. You look them in the eye. This is not a client that has a hard time looking at folks in the eye either. I just want them to be confident. Speak with your chest out. And when she does that turn, he hesitates, which is magnificent because some of these fucking bullies, sometimes, right, these assholes, these oppressors, these white individuals, sometimes you just got to look at them. I ain't going nowhere. I know you hate me. I ain't going nowhere. Someone wrote something on our page the other day and said, I wish your podcast talked about how to like navigate all the hate. How to get rid of all the hate. I said, hey, there ain't no way to get rid of all the hate. I said, we're years from that as a society. Years from that.
Years.
Generations. Oh, it's probably never going to happen. But this one specific person was about, queer issues. And sometimes you just got to smile like All Might through it. Find your people, find the people that are in your corner, right? And then go through it. So I love that resiliency of her. You're going to have to kill me. Then she falls because she's dead. She's tired. And she crawls. And she crawls and she crawls. Why? Because she has a reason. She has a why. She has a why. And if you have a why, you will almost do anything or sacrifice everything to get to your goal, that dream. Her why was to provide for her family. And so her dying breath almost was daddy. I think that was magnificent. That she is there to make sure that her family is proud. And she's not there for the accommodations, accolades, money. Yeah, she's there to make dad proud and to feed the family. And that was magnificent. I thought that was really cool to just show people's passion and resilience. That even if you go down swinging. Hey, you know, I might not live through this, but you ain't either, motherfucker. We both gonna die. It's like on Fortnite when you're shooting and you both die at the same time. Mm-hmm. Or it's like on Halo when you shoot each other and you hit each other with you both go flying. You both go flying.
Each other out.
Bloop.
Damn. Did I get a kill for that?
Yeah. Cool. Magnificent scene of resiliency. I think it was really awesome to have one of the women, young women characters fighting and battling her fucking ass off and not taking no shit from one of the top guys.
Yeah. And then also not like too perverse.
Oh yeah. Thankfully they didn't like sexualize it too much, that bastards.
Yeah, no, right.
Yeah. So that's why I showed it. I thought it was just a magnificent scene. Yeah, she's a very young, innocent girl where all the other guys are like super mean and aggressive and assholes, super masculine, and she almost beats this son of a bitch. That's a win.
Mm-hmm.
That's a win. So that's why I picked it. Last scene.
Yep.
The All Might scene. So technically, there's the hero scene with that one strong punch.
Yeah.
So there's that one, and we can talk about that one quickly if you want to.
I mean, didn't you want to do the one where Bakugo and Deku fight again?
Yeah, I was gonna skip the strong punch one.
Yeah,
because that's pretty much we're just showing it just because this is what a hero is.
Right.
Resiliency, power, stamina.
Right.
But the last scene, or two scenes technically, is those two knuckleheads fighting. And so why were they were fighting? And then I showed it. What was your interpretation of that? Because they saw the scene. I want to save a little bit of time. Because I know you hate this guy. So what's your interpretation of these two dudes? The one dude venting and crying, like super white tears. And then the young kid being like, dude, I love you, man. I don't know what the fuck you want from me. What are you thinking when you're watching that last scene?
He's just such a look.
Preach.
I have no problem men crying.
Yep.
Right. Obviously.
Fire merch.
Be a man. Right.
Right.
No problem with that. But he's just whining like
all the time.
Just why? It's the difference between crying and whining. And in this case, this motherfucker is just whining because it feels like, man, I don't get anything in this life. You got everything, bro. What are you talking about? You got the powers early on in your life. You also got into a school that was hard as fuck to get into.
Yep.
Like nobody else did. You were the only one until Deku did it. And then it's just like, he's just so fucking insecure about everything.
Yes.
It's just like, man, Deku fucking gets to do this, and then you also get to be like All Might's understudy and shit. He gets to be your mentor. And you're like, yeah, because Deku worked his ass off to get there. He didn't just get powers right away. He actually worked for his shit. And let's be honest here, in the real world, people who get to work their asses off don't always get the fucking glory that they should.
Correct.
So it's like, finally, why wouldn't you be happy for this guy instead? Oh, because you bullied him all the time to make him feel like shit all of his life. All of his life. Make him feel like shit. He couldn't be anything. And yet, he still persevered, went on to do more than what you're going to fucking do. And yes, I know. Bakugo becomes like, a lot cooler, a lot better. He becomes a cool guy. But in this instance, he's such a fucking annoying character. every time he's like, I'm gonna murder this person that's actually a good person. I'm gonna murder this person and this person and this person. And you're just like, bro, you're a fucking sociopath. What the fuck are you talking about?
Preach.
So
Um,
that's like my interpretation of the scene. It's just like just whines and bitches about shit, even though it's like, bro, you've had it good all your fucking life. And sure, uh, like I know his parents are like his dad, especially, he's just like a piece of shit, from what I remember. His dad's a piece of shit. Um, but
no. His mom and dad are awesome.
are they?
Yeah, no.
I thought. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of
You're thinking
Fire and Ice guy.
Yeah, the Fire and Ice guy. Yeah, no, his mom and dad are like awesome, super sweet. They're
So
sweet
he
as
has
hell.
no fucking excuse.
Super privileged, bro. This is what this reminds me of. The most privileged, entitled son bitch there is. So that's what Spencer's picking up on. He's picking up on me and him being the young guy, Midoriya, right? And then, struggling, fighting, trying to work, navigate things. You got this asshole who's always keeping you down, bullying you. And then they're trying to make you feel bad for him because he's this super toxic male, super toxic.
Yeah.
Projecting on everyone all his insecurities. That's all you see is projection.
Yeah.
And then he finally breaks because the young dude is like winning and like saving people and showing them kindness. He's showing his bully kindness.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, hey man, I'm the reason why homeboy All Might died. And he said, I wanted to do the scene because it just keeps looping in my head. That's all I can think about. I'm obsessing about it. I'm a piece of shit and I almost killed my boss. So it's a magnificent scene other than his whining and ungratefulness, his privilege, not understanding what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
But that obsessiveness of when you mess up. So we just did a whole podcast on messing up, on Invincible and making mistakes and trying to forgive yourself, be patient, be kind, knowing that you're going to do a lot of good. And this guy, he's just so in his head. These anime characters are always in their heads like they're the biggest, I messed up, just let me die. No, we're not going to let you die, asshole.
I also love how Deku, like throughout the series, anytime he's having like this inner monologue, he's also like mumbling to himself all the time, and everybody's just like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Just talk to himself."
Autistic as shit.
He is.
That's what we call echolalia, motherfucker. It's like highly smart, just journaling and just mumbling under his breath. Like, oh, so you ain't got autism?
They're great.
That boy got all these damn animes are just made by people that are on the spectrum for the spectrum. This is pretty much the FUBU of animes. For us, by us.
Oh my god.
For autism. Oh, instead of all autism. I call him Tism Man.
You ever think like when they're making these, they just like are hypnotizing people by putting like autism in the background, and then you see it real quick and then it goes away, just like in Watchmen.
Yeah,
they were trying
yeah,
they were hypnotizing all these black people to fight each other.
Oh god, yeah, it was terrifying.
You remember that?
Yeah,
that was terrible.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah,
you can't never tell the white man.
Every time.
It's bad when it's white. We was at the work. We were at work doing like a workshop about trans folks and like nomenclature, words, medicine, but just a bunch of good stuff. And we're talking about, gender identity and how we were taught this and that. And so I was talking about culture and how that affects like gender and how I like really didn't know what like who white women were. I was always surrounded by women of color. And I said, I get to college, I'm like, damn, these girls soft as hell, man. I ain't gonna say a bunch of other bad stuff. And like, they soft and dumb. So, and I said, like, I heard about them. I was told not to date them. And then everyone spits like, you were told not to date them? I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
I've heard that. Heard it.
It's very funny. The things that we hear when it comes to like culture, gender. So that's why I make the jokes all the time. I really don't mean these things, but it is fun to tease at these things because folks that are black, brown, native, Asian, right? All these other marginalized identities are literally poked on and shit on all the time. So if we throw back a little bit of stuff, I apologize if you get offended, but I think it's part of also our right to like throw some shade. Getting back on track. We got the last little bit of the scene where All Might, the teacher, the mentor, the therapist, embraces Bakugo, and he's like, Jesus, kid, I know you're suffering. I guess I forgot that you're just young, man, and you're suffering and you're going through it. And then he embraces him. Kid's crying, but since he's so masculine, can't even accept the embrace or the compassion. He always just wants to fight. I was talking to a person the other day, and we can wrap up here. The inability to be vulnerable, to cry with me. They don't cry with anyone, but now they just cry with me, some of my clients, right? And then one of the kids the other day goes, I fucking hate your office. I was like, Jesus. They said, why? Because literally I just start crying as soon as I sit down. Like, we didn't even talk about anything. They were just fucking crying. It's like, okay. So maybe this is because you put on that badass, tough ass, like, don't take no shit vibe outside. And then as soon as you get here, you feel comfortable and safe enough to like let all the wound and the steam out. Like, no, that's not it. Okay. Tell me why you're only crying here then. We ain't said 2 words and you just start crying. So I got a lot of humans like that. A lot of men, a lot of women. And it's always the folks that are super controlling, super masculine. The control freak individuals, man, they'll come to my office and just break down, dude, because it's just too much to control everything. So as this therapist individual, you do try to embrace folks with the warmness, the kindness, the compassion, the validation. And you try to break away some of these super fucking toxic layers. Bakugo is such an asshole. I can see where he's going to maybe have a baby face turn, meaning a good guy turn, but he's just such a heel. And like Spencer said, it makes it hard to like him at all. I thought he was actually going to go evil. I'm only on season 3. I still feel like he's going to go evil one day, but from what Spence says, it doesn't sound like it.
I've also, it's been a while, A, and then B, I probably only got past like half of like season 3, maybe.
Okay.
Because I just got caught up in other stuff. But
shit happens.
He gets to a good point. But also, yeah, it's just sometimes with Bakugo, you're just like you've been telling everybody you're gonna murder them, and like you're just a loner and shit. Like, I don't need anybody. I get it. I get like how he's hurting, but I'm like, bro, you also had like a really good childhood. You've had a lot of great stuff happen to you.
It doesn't
Like,
make sense.
No excuse. No excuse.
Doesn't make sense. And his mom literally slaps him in the head a few times. Just act right.
Yeah.
So I want to do the scene because for a lot of us men, we are hurting. And this is the reason why, we're committing suicide at such high rates these days, man. And because we don't let any emotion out. We don't let anyone out. We're so isolated. What's the point? Folks like this will be led to an early grave because the people around them will eventually get fed up with their shit and their personality, their toxicity, and they're going to be alone. Their children are going to hate them. Their partner's going to be afraid of them because you can't be with yourself. So how can you be with anyone else? I show this as these individuals still do need compassion. They still deserve compassion and love. But you shouldn't be putting up with any abuse or bullshit as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a complicated thing here. I wanted to show this because, sometimes you need to be a man. And being a man is not what he's doing. He's being an asshole. Let Spencer say he's being a bully. He's being some bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Some bitch. And being a man is All Might. Loving, kind, compassionate, protective, cries, smiles through things, fights for the ones that he loves. There's being a good human. I love the show. I've loved it so far. Spencer said I was going to love it. I told one of my students, I said, hey, man, my boy's got me watching My Hero. He goes, My Hero? I'm like, man, calm down now, motherfucker. They going to call police. Then what? We got 2 big autistic motherfuckers in here screaming.
Eat my DNA. Wait a minute. No. No.
Got sugar on it?
Wait a minute.
You got some Tabasco, motherfucker? You got any tapatilla?
You ever had like a hair and you try to swallow it in your mouth? Like it's the worst thing ever. Don't calm down, man. Calm down, man. What kind of hair was it?
Pause.
The curly kind. Oh.
Nah, dude. I remember a couple times. I remember one time we was at Ponderosa. My nephew was eating the rice, and it was a big old curly dangly, and all the rice was caked in and his shit. That motherfucker was, it was horrible.
Just be like,
oh, bro, it was hard to go back to Ponderosa after that, bro.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Oh, I'm sure I did. Can we hold the long and curlies?
I want short and stubby, please. Thank you.
Yeah, Jesus.
If you can.
Every once in a while, I'll sit and find my dad's beard hair in so much of the food, man. I'm like, God damn it. Jesus Christ. Gotta get a little salt with his pepper.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a magnificent show. For those of you that are super nerdy, love anime, I think this is really good. The whole series on Spencer was telling me it really tells you what it is to be a hero, what it is to be a good person, an advocate, a protector, a lover. It's a magnificent movie for growth, maturity. I highly recommend it. It's ranked as one of the top animes to watch, one of the top like 15 of all time.
It's up there.
A+ for me. It's made me cry a couple times. I'm really invested. Shout out to Spence for recommending this, and then my student for forcing me to watch it after I brought it up. Any seasoning you got? Any buraka?
Buraka. No, I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, like Donna says, go check it out. My Hero Academia. It's on Netflix, Hulu, and Crunchyroll. I think it's on there too. But yeah, go check it out. Also, I know that there's also this thing in My Hero. It's on YouTube. It's called, one second, what's it called? It's called My Hero Academia Bridged. So it's pretty much like all of My Hero, but it's like bunched down into like a few minutes, and they do like different voice acting in it, but they sound almost exactly alike as the
Okay.
anime, and they do it really well there. And there's some really funny moments in there too. So,
Okay.
yeah, go check that out too. But yeah, with that, I'm Spencer. That's Nas. Different Spectrum Podcast.
All right, everyone. Remember, much love. Take care of yourselves.
Or don't.
That's completely up to you.
Almost fucked it
I
up.
fucked it up pretty bad. All right, everyone. Peace. Much love.
Bye. See ya.